Hi, I'm glad that you're here today. We went to Home Depot and got the few things that we needed for the new potting table out front, and then I wanted to just share a haul with you that we got today. I got this tote because I'm going to store the Easter things that I have. I'm going to put it in that. I got these tall kitchen garbage bags, a little container of the pink stuff, some rose tone to put on the roses, and then I'm going to try this organic garden tone and just see how it does on the vegetables this year. Usually I just use compost, but this year I'm going to add a little bit of this garden tone organic fertilizer and see how that works. I got an extra little watering can because my grandkids like to help me water, and I needed another one of those. And then I got a blackberry vine because I've got raspberries and we go foraging and pick our blackberries, but I just wanted to have a little blackberry here on hand. I think I might put it right outside the garden fence and grow some blackberries this year. See how that does. Got some garden soil today. They had it on sale. 5 for $10. And then I got these Fiskars. They were $20 for the loppers, and then the little pruner. It was, so both of them were $20. It's like buying the lopper and getting this free. This one's normally about $11 by itself, but it came in this kit for $20. So I picked that up because we both needed an extra one. We do have a set of loppers, but sometimes we both need to use it at the same time. So having an extra set for one for each, it'll help in the gardening today. Then here's all the wood we're going to need to do our potting table. We're going to get started on this today, build the potting table so I can move on with getting some of my things seeded and getting ready for the garden plants repotting station out here out front. I wanted to take a minute and share with you and just express to you why I bought that rose tone food here, the organic rose tone food, and I also bought the one for the garden tone. Well, we are here on this small city lot. You know that we have a city garden. We're on about, less than a quarter, around a third of an acre here. No, it's less than a third and a little more than a quarter. So we're on this city lot here. We have been for decades, and we've got some older plants. You can tell that the roses are older. They are well established. They have been here for a while, and so they are really blooming. And we use compost to feed our plants here in our area. That's generally what we use. We use compost, and we feed our plants, and these roses have been fed compost for years and years. But here they are, they're in the same place, and they're blooming these beautiful bursts of blooms that they've got going on this spring, and they are really producing a lot of blooms. They're beautiful. We wanted to give them the best chance possible that we could. We wanted to be sure that these roses had what they needed to continue to bloom like this and to be healthy. We still are fighting that black spot. And we wanted these plants to be healthy so that they could make it through anything like that, any kind of disease, any kind of resistance. And that's why I bought the rose tone. I usually use compost and compost only. That's what we use to fertilize our front garden and our back garden, our vegetable garden in the back. But this year, it just felt like it was time to go ahead and get some of that rose tone and put that on these roses and see if it just improves their availability to get some food and to continue to bloom like this. They are beautiful, and they are beautiful from the street. Beautiful roses. I am enjoying this because this stage does not last long. Here it is, spring, late April, and these beautiful roses are just popped out like they are. I wanted to just give you an idea of why I decided to go ahead and use that rose tone. It's got a It's got a biotone, an exclusive biotone formula that helps your plants. You know, we're trying to conserve our bio in our soil. We want the good bioorganisms to be in our soil, to enhance it and to give our plants the best opportunity. And you would think with a small place you wouldn't have to worry as much, but when you've got a small lot and you have gardens for a long time, they become very labor intensive. You might think, well, that's not, what do you have to do? It's so small. Well, there's a lot to do to keep up with it, and there's a lot to do if you want to have beautiful plants that produce for you for decades after decades. Then you want to make sure you take care of it. And so me just going this extra step to add some of this biotone rose food to this garden, that's the reason I bought that. And if you've watched this, that Donald and I put compost on our plants, and we'll continue to put compost on our plants. We usually put compost on these roses whenever we prune them and get them ready for after they've bloomed in the fall season. Then we'll put compost on them. Sometimes we'll put compost on them when we start to see them bloom early on before they get so big. But they'll be getting a little extra rose tone this year, and hopefully keep them blooming beautiful for more decades. They've already been here blooming for 4 decades. Let's just keep them blooming so that we can enjoy them for a long time. I wanted to share that with you because, if you were around here, you might have been surprised that I bought a food like that, a packaged food, when normally we just use compost. I wanted to share with you why I bought the garden soil also. I bought the garden soil. They had this on sale for $2 a bag. We got 5 bags. And we don't usually buy soil like this. This is not something we would buy on a normal basis. But I am direct sowing a lot of my seeds this year into my vegetable garden, and I also want to sow some things directly in the perennial herb garden. And flowers. I want to direct sow some flowers. And so direct sowing them, just putting them into the ground. And we're not tilling, so I'll have to weed the spot that I need to, and I'll have to just kind of gently disturb it so I can plant my seeds. But I've got that garden soil, so I can just go ahead and put it over the plants to maybe give them a little better of a chance. The garden soil, of course, is all, it's not in clumps. We have red clay soil here. We've added amendments, compost, and leaves, and mulch over the years. We've added amendments to our soil so that they would be great. But we still have red clay under here. If you dig down, deep down in here, you can see where all the amendments we've put on has broken down to this beautiful soil that we've got right here. But if you go down about 2 inches, it'll be just as red clay soil as it can be. And what happens with that red clay soil is it gets really, really hard. And I don't want it to do that on the new seeds that I'm going to direct sow this year. So I bought that garden soil to just make it easier on my poor seeds as I direct sow them in the ground. So that's the reason I even picked this up. Thought I'd explain that to you because if you're familiar around here, Donald and I usually don't buy any kind of soil or any kind of plant food or anything. We use our compost, and we try to keep it producing just clearly on its own, using what compost and stuff that we have. And that haul had some packaged products that we don't usually purchase. And I hope that you'll understand better, and then maybe it'll give you some ideas to maintain whatever area you might be maintaining. Now we're getting back to the garden, the potting table, which I look forward to using. Good morning. I'm glad that you're here to watch us here at Much Ado About Something. Welcome. Well, I've been talking with all of you about me going to replace this potting shed, this little potting table. It's not a shed, it's a table. You can see the weather has beat down my potting table that I've got out here at the corner of my yard back here that I use for a workstation to repot plants. The one that my son made me, it was not treated wood, and it's dilapidated. And Donald spent around a little under $100 today to get wood. And this is what he came up with, and I could not be happier. So he built this for me to be able to repot some of my plants, also to be able to seed plants, start seeds, and it's treated wood, so it's going to last a little longer than the last one. That, and believe it or not, I believe I got a good 4 or 5 years out of the old one. So we're going to clean up over here, and then we're going to move this over here. Well, there it is. It fits right in the space of the old one, and I can get ready to get potted. I think Donald wants to make some adjustments. He does want to finish the shelf across the bottom here, but I am anxious to get to it, to use it, put it in use, and I'm so happy with it. Well, I'll be starting those seeds with you on that new potting table very shortly, very soon. An upcoming video, I'll share with you what seeds I started and working out there on that new potting table that Donald made for me today. Thank you for joining me today. Let me share with you some of the reasons that I bought what I bought, and sharing my small haul and everything with you. Maybe it encouraged you in some way. Maybe it informed you and helped you out. I hope so. That's the purpose of the video. I'm glad that you're here today. It wouldn't work without you. I need you here. I appreciate each one of you. And like always, until next time.